In this video, I'm going to react to the 10 most hated NHL teams. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. This is the place where I react to music, media, sports, anime, anything related to popular culture. I'll watch it with an open mind and give you my 100% honest reaction to it. And if you could please hit that like button early, I'd really appreciate it. Now, this should genuinely be interesting because it feels like in any kind of sport, you're gonna have players or teams or owners that are really kind of despised. I mean, in the Premier League, for example, yeah, I would say that like being an Arsenal fan, and I'm trying to be unbiased here, it feels like Burnley, like they attract quite a bit of hate from other teams. A lot of other teams say that, you know, they're overly physical, overly rough, that they play a really kind of basic style of football, like kind of Route 1 football, and they rely on physicality, you know, pretty much brutalizing opposition players to win games. Whether that's true or untrue, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Maybe go on and search up some Burnley footage. But yeah, like I'd say Burnley probably are the most hated or one of the most hated Premier League teams. And I'm sure that it's similar for, you know, other sports where it's American football, definitely hockey, because hockey, it has, you know, it's a contact sport. You know, players are allowed to kind of hit each other and fight each other. And I imagine there's probably certain teams that are known to maybe take it a bit too far, or maybe they're known to cheat a bit too much. Maybe their managers, their coaches are a bit too maybe antagonistic. Like I'm sure that these teams exist. And this video, I'm hoping, is going to really kind of show me which teams those are, just so I can keep an eye on them, because I've pretty much chosen the Seattle Kraken as my team. I think they're a new team, so you know, it gives me a chance to kind of get in on the ground floor. So, you know, with the new season starting in a few weeks, I think this video here is going to be really useful. So let's go. This is going to be me reacting to the top 10 most hated NHL teams. Let's do it. All right, let's go.
The NHL is like any other sports league. There are some teams that people hate more than others.
Yep.
And if you're a true fan of the sport, there's a team you have to despise. Otherwise, you just aren't living the sports fan life right. The NHL is different, however. MLB will always feature the New York Yankees as its most hated team. The NFL will have the Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots take that honor. In the NBA, it'll always be the Boston Celtics and Los Angeles Lakers. In the NHL, the most hated teams can change every few years. But as of right now, we'll count it down. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we bring to you the 10 most hated NHL teams.
All right.
Number 10, Detroit Red Wings. Everyone respects the heck out of the owner Mike Ilitch, GM Ken Holland, and their consistency. They've made the playoffs every year since the night.
Hold on. So is this the Stanley Cup? Or is this like the division trophy or something like that? What trophy is this? It is a good looking trophy, but it's not the Stanley Cup, is it?
1990-91 season, and have done 4 Stanley Cups along with 2 other Eastern Conference championships. Not to mention their President's trophies in 96, 2002, 2004, 2006,
Wow.
and 2008. The Red Wings basically just always win, and have diminished the entire league throughout the years to reach the very top. As great as they are, how can a non-Wings fan actually love them? They've dashed your team's dreams, so you surely hate them in a way. Number 9, Edmonton Oilers.
There's something about this narrator and the way, like how dry his voice is, that's cracking me up.
There are a few reasons to hate the Oilers. Just how many hearts did they break from 1980 through 1990? Their dynasty years, led by Wayne Gretzky, culminated in 5 Stanley Cup championships. They dominated the league, and rule changes were needed to keep them out.
Wow.
Such as coincidental minors being taken away for a brief period of time. They also have developed fierce rivalries with the Western Canadian teams, the Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames.
Whoa, he's just ate a big one there.
Oh, but how about the fact they seemingly win the draft lottery every year but never turn these guys into stars? Gets kind of tiring for 29 other teams and its fans, doesn't it? Number 8, Philadelphia Flyers. During the 1970s, the Broad Street Bullies used their mean nature and toughness to terrorize the league and win 2 Stanley Cups. The Flyers have had a number of punks and classless players throughout the years. Daniel Carcillo, Chris Pronger, and Zach Ronaldo, just to name it.
There is something about the Flyers uniform that I do like. You know, the orange, is really striking. It's a really striking color. And this logo is pretty cool too.
They also try to be like the New York Yankees by throwing money at every good free agent. Oh, and Flyers sports fans are totally obnoxious. For example, chanting "She Said No" to Patrick Kane, who was cleared of rape accusations, is a douchey move.
Whoa! Oh man, that is savage. She said no.
Number 7, Chicago Blackhawks. There haven't been many dynasties like the Hawks of the 2010s that have deserved and earned so much respect. A team that keeps replacing old stars with new ones and winning with classy players makes them a good model organization. That being said, they did have goons Andrew Ladd, Dustin Byfuglien, and Dave Bolland carry them to some of their championships. Also, Duncan Keith, their star blue liner, has delivered a number of cheap shots. Oh, and Patrick Kane beat up a cab driver for not having a few cents in change.
What?
That's a jerk move.
Did he actually do that? He actually did that? Oh, dude, come on.
The acts from these guys make the Hawks easy to hate for some. Number 6, Montreal Canadiens. People will hate you when you have 24 Stanley Cups, but the Habs have always found ways to draw hatred. Never mind that they have fierce rivalries with Detroit, Ottawa, and Toronto. Remember their riots in the 50s because Maurice Richard was suspended? Or when fans wanted police to investigate Zdeno Chara for his ugly hit on Max Pacioretty. The Habs...
I remember that hit. Oh my God, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
They've had some pesky players like Mike Ribeiro, Dale Weiss, and PK Subban over the years. Easy for people to hate you in those cases. Number 5, Los Angeles Kings. Toronto Maple Leafs fans will always hate the Kings for their somewhat unfair win in the playoffs in 1993. Wayne Gretzky's no-call high stick on Doug Gilmour cost the Leafs a chance at the Stanley Cup, and they're waiting to win it all again. But the Kings have been hated since winning the Cup in 2012. Dustin Brown is one of the biggest trolls with hits and excellent defense. Milan Lucic was one big goon and bully with them as well. The Kings have harsh rivalries with San Jose and Anaheim, but also the Vancouver Canucks and Chicago Blackhawks. As such, millions of fans from some of the better teams just hate them. Number 4, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh man, I love the Stanley Cup, man. I love the fact that, all of the teams are on it, they're etched onto it. It's such a good looking trophy. I need to try it. Can you buy like a little replica one? I'd love to have one on my desk. I'm gonna see if I can get one.
Congrats to the Penguins on their 2016 Stanley Cup championship, but still their rivalries with both the Islanders and Rangers in New York, plus the Washington Capitals and Philadelphia Flyers have earned a lot of hatred. Some hate Sidney Crosby for his whining attitude and diving. Others hate Chris Letang for being a cheap shot player, but the Penguins just dominate.
That is a gorgeous jersey. Like, this is lovely. Look at this. Looks amazing. I really like that.
Most teams, even if they have to dive and flop like a LeBron James-led team. Number
This narrator is on savage mode today.
3, Vancouver Canucks. During their dominant run from 2007 to 2015, was there a team the Canucks didn't develop a rivalry with? They had a historic one with Minnesota and Colorado back in the old Pacific Division days. They and the Flames and Oilers despise each other. The Canucks have had rough times with all 3 California teams, and everyone knows Boston hates them too. Alex Burrows biting Patrice Bergeron's finger in the 2011 final was classless. Maxime Lapierre and Ryan Kessler have been hard for oppositions to deal with over the years as well. Number 2, Toronto Maple Leafs. In Canada, they say that folks from Toronto say they live in the center of the universe. That's a stereotype, of course, but many of their fans seem to dwell on the past. To be precise, their 13 Stanley Cups, with the most recent coming in 1967. Leafs fans are harsh to their own fans, throwing waffles, showing up in paper bags, and running every star player they have out of town.
What?
In Canada, no one gets more attention on the news than the entire Leafs organization. Put on a game between Montreal and Ottawa, and the Leafs will be discussed more than Tim Tebow was on ESPN. For their high exposure, most of the Canadian hockey fans outside of Toronto hate the Leafs. And number 1, Boston Bruins. Sorry, but when you have Chara, Lucic, and Brad Marchand on your team throughout the years, it's easy to draw hate. They've delivered ugly, cheap shots throughout their careers, to say the least.
Wow.
Tuukka Rask is also a huge whiner and always complains. Former goalie Tim Thomas thought he was for skipping a trip to the White House. The Bruins also come from Boston, a city that has some of the most arrogant and obnoxious fans.
This guy, I applaud him, honestly. I can see why, because the feedback on this video, it's got like 2,000 likes and like a ton of dislikes, probably from, fans of the teams he's mentioned. And I just applaud the bravery. He's firing some shots here, some real shots.
Plenty of Bruins fans also taunted PK Subban and Joel Ward with racial slurs after the two scored playoff overtime goals against them. Lighten up, Boston. Everyone wants to win like you, but we don't want to all be like you. Which NHL team do you hate most? Join us in the comment section below. If you like,
I really, really, really enjoyed that video. I mean, that narrator, he was just perfect. He had really dry delivery, but he was hilarious. I mean, like just the comments about Boston and like about the Penguins as well. Yeah, just a lot of food for thought. This is the thing. No matter what you do, you are always going to attract haters. There's going to be someone out there who just doesn't like you for probably for a reason he can't describe. They might just not like you just because you're you. You just got to go about your business, really. There's no point trying to make everybody like you, because it's just not possible. And a lot of these teams had multiple Stanley Cup championships, like some had 24, some had 20, 13. That's the objective. The objective of an NHL team is to win the Stanley Cup. So listen, ignore the haters, keep doing your thing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and keep throwing the recommendations my way. I know I say it all the time, but they genuinely help me out, because if I know you enjoyed watching something, I'll definitely enjoy reacting to it. So like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, keep throwing the recommendations, and I'll catch you in the next one.